So in this video I wanted to talk about PS2 emulation on PS3 consoles.
Oh, not again!
And as many of you know, Sony has done away with its hardware emulation ever since releasing the 40 gig model, which is COD, and instead they came up with the PS2 Classics emulator, which is also known as PS2 NetEmu. It's entirely software based, it works rather well considering how many configs have been extracted and created for it. However, what many people may have forgotten is that before NetEmu, Sony had another software emulator. It was literally called PS2 Softemu or Software Emulator. If you check out the revisions for each emulator here, you can see that Softemu was still inside the firmware all the way up to version 4.01. Unfortunately, it was never officially released, nor was it openly accessible, and the emulator was eventually scrapped in favor of the NetEmu. Many of you who remember this may claim that the Softemu sucked big time. It was extremely laggy and it could only run a couple of games at best, but in my opinion it's still an exciting piece of history that is worth revisiting. So back in the day, there have been a lot of topics about it. It was around the year 2011, 2012. Unfortunately, most of the forum discussion links are dead by now, but you can still open a couple of websites through the Wayback Machine and see that somebody has actually attempted to make a list of games that somebody had tested. Mind you, this was done using Cobra dongle, if you remember what that is. This was back when there was no other way to jailbreak your PS3, so the only way was to get a physical USB dongle thing which had some software and hardware soldered on it. And this was also done using firmware 3.55 because somehow Cobra allowed you to also access this software emulator, and this way you could try to launch your PS2 games. But yeah, you can see in the list that there have been a few games that are in fact playable, so this is what I'm curious about. If you go to devwikipage, you can also see that somebody had shared a couple of files which allow you to run this Softemu in factory mode. Unfortunately, it's only version 2.6, so when I got into this topic, I was trying to find these files because they were dead links. Eventually I got them, but then I was wondering why was this only version 2.6 when you consider that the Cobra allowed you to run the emulator from firmware 3.55. So after having contacted some knowledgeable people in the PSX community, and thanks to a very talented developer who took the latest software emulator from the firmware 4.01 and patched it in order to run it on firmware 3.55, we can now once again try to run some PS2 game tests on a jailbroken PS3 Slim and see if that old list of games that somebody was testing is still relevant today and using this latest Softemu. But first of all, there's a couple of things that you might want to know. So unlike NetEmu, Softemu can actually recognize physical PS2 discs, and it can either be done in factory mode or through the method that I'm going to show in the video. Software emulator also has got quite a few configs for PS2 games, but sadly they are not meant to increase FPS or reduce bugs. They only seem to be there to get rid of the freezing issues. And now I'm gonna mention a couple of more disappointing limitations. So it appears that Softemu cannot recognize virtual memory cards, so saving games on it is impossible. Basically, you would have to play the game all the way through in one go, so it sort of makes it unusable for actual gaming. But then again, I'm just checking it out for fun and not trying to advertise this emulator as some kind of alternative way to play through your PS2 games library. So another limitation is that it will not play discs from the wrong region. So for example, if I have here PAL machine, it will not run discs from NTSC region, so it will not run North American discs, which is kind of annoying. And it should be overcome by using Cobra, but I haven't received it yet. I'm actually gonna get it in the mail and I'm gonna show it in the next video, but for now I just have to use the only official discs and only for the PAL region. And of course you can also guess that it will not play burnt discs either. Alright, so these are the only games I have here, and I'm gonna test them all out. I'm gonna start with this GTA Vice City because it was on the list of supported games that are supposedly playable, so I'm gonna start with that. Here I have my Slim, which has been downgraded to the firmware 3.55, and I have copied the patched Softemu version 4.01. I'm not sure if it's actually the version of the emulator itself or if it's just because this was taken from the firmware 4.01, but anyway, doesn't matter. And here I'm gonna record the screen and show you what's going on. Another limitation that comes to mind right now also is that it doesn't have XMB buttons, so you can't quit out of the emulator. You have to turn off the whole system in order to quit the game. Right, so let's put in the disc and see what happens. So at first it's gonna show you this message, but then you run this app and it will recognize the disk. So that's the easy way to do it.
Tommy Vassetti? Shit. Didn't think they'd ever let him out.
He kept his head down, helps people forget.
People will remember soon enough. When they see him walking down the streets of their neighborhoods, it will be bad for business.
Well, what are we going?
I poked my head out of the gutter for 1 freaking second and fate shovels shit in my face.
Go get some sleep.
What are you gonna do?
I'll drop by your office tomorrow and we can start sorting this mess out.
We interrupt your programming with a message from the State Department. All bridges and some roads in the Vice City metropolitan area have been closed because of a severe weather warning. Meteorologists are tracking Hurricane Hermione, which has devastated 5 Caribbean islands and is heading for Vice City. More updates soon.
Someone should hit you with a brick.
Where did you get that bag? Nice shirt.
I just came here for some pussy.
I know a place on the edge of the red light district where we can lay low. But my hands are all messed up, so you better drive, brother.
This is Hit Radio Love Media Station. Just one of them.
Wait here, man, while I go in and talk to Luigi. You about to get rolled on.
1940. Hitler's ruthless.
My name is Alexander Sokolov. I thought I was safe. As a watchmaker's apprentice, I would learn the business, then open a shop of my own.
Welcome to Stalingrad. You're about to begin the greatest moment of your life. The Germans have lost hundreds of tanks and planes. Hitler's brutalized hordes are now advancing towards Stalingrad, over mountains of their own dead bodies. Our Bolshevik party, our nation, our great country have given us the task not to let the enemy reach the Volga and to defend the city of Stalingrad. Forward against the enemy, up into the unremitting battle cry of Stalingrad! Not one step back! Cowards and traitors will be shot! Do not count days! Do not count miles! Count only the number of Germans you have killed! Kill the German! This is your mother's prayer! Kill the German! This is the cry of your Russian earth! Do not waver! Do not let up! Kill! Death to the German invader! Let's move! Go! Go! Move! First is killed! The second takes the rifle and shoots!
Keep moving! Go, comrade! Keep moving! You! Over here! Alright, comrade. You're with me. Pay attention and follow my orders. I will shoot you myself. Come quickly! We're expected at the front lines. The fascists have reached the park and are about to cut Stalingrad down. We must stop them at all costs. Stop shelling the boss. I'm ready for anything. Will be shot. Don't fall behind. If you hear the incoming whistle of the artillery, the explosion will not be far off.
York City. Manhattan Island. 25 square miles of crowds, concrete, crime so cold they'd wither the soul and freeze the blood. Millions exist here, walking streets that may swallow them whole or spit out their bones.
December 5th, 1945. Weather conditions fair. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Flight 19 departed from the U.S. Naval Air Station, Fort Lauderdale, on a routine training flight and headed east over the Atlantic. At approximately 1900 hours, all contact with Flight 19 was lost.
Somehow, we'd landed in the jungle, and I was alive. Then, I smelled smoke. I was gonna have to get out, and fast. I unfastened the seatbelt carefully. You never know when a beer's gonna come in handy. Whoa, Harry! What's going on? Harry? Man, that was close. We weren't safe at all. We were balanced on the edge of a cliff. And now I was trapped in the rear half of the plane. There was no way of opening it.
Came to a while back. Thought I'd grab 40 winks. Oh, don't get much chance in my line.
What were you doing flying us into that storm? You nearly got us killed!
Oh, calm down, will you? The storm came from nowhere. Oh, I've never seen anything like it. Weird.
So how far is it to the landing strip?
Well, not far. We were right on top of it when the storm hit.
You okay, Harry?
Sure, mate.
Harry, we need more ballast at the back of the plane.
Okay, George, if you think it'll help.
Harry, just don't move!
You bet.
No, not yet! Harry, stay there!
Why?
Whoa! Phew, that was close.
I don't know. Could have been worse.
Yeah?
I might still have been in it.
Trying to cheer me up, Harry?
Ha! You know, you're not bad for a Yank.
That makes me feel a whole lot better.
We make a great team.
Oh,
I could help you out. Here, with your work. Be your driver. Sort out the locals.